Today, we're going to hop into 5 new construction communities right here in San Diego County. And while there's not a ton of new construction right here in San Diego, there is a tad. So we're going to jump into 5 communities and let you know what they're all about right now. So if you're looking for homes in San Diego, obviously Zillow, Redfin, Compass, all those kind of apps and stuff, a lot of them do pull this information as well, where you do have the new communities. But if you just want to narrow it down specifically to new construction here in San Diego, well, it doesn't cover it all, because one of them that I'm going to show you, the last one, is not even on this map here. But it does cover a lot of new construction here in San Diego and a ton of good information. It's New Home Source, so you can just go there and check all that information out. First one, we're going right into the heart of San Diego. And this one is Three Roots, one of the more popular new construction communities and one of the larger new construction communities right here in San Diego. They have a ton of different stuff, and they have some of the best branding and marketing right here in San Diego. So I'm going to hop on their website. It's actually a little bit better than this. So live3roots.com. This is where you're going to find all the information you need. If you want to check out what's going on, you could hop into all these up here. But check out the site plan first, give you a good idea of what's out there. The new homes that were on that map right there is this community right here. But there's a bunch. You can see how big this community is, and it's still being built out. You can see new districts coming up here. And they built this as a community. So some new construction communities just plop down new construction right in the middle of a new neighborhood, whatever. This is a brand new neighborhood. It's not in Mira Mesa. It's not in Sorrento Valley. It's Sorrento Mesa. And this community is built by a few different builders. The one that they showed on the New Home Source is this community right here, which is Atwood, built by Shea Homes. You can see it. I just cruised through here the other day. There's a bunch of construction going on, obviously, still, but it is a very cool community. And then as you hop into their website, you could go check out a little bit more about what this community has to offer. Great visuals, obviously, like I said, some of the best branding here in San Diego. But you can see, check out the community from a little bit overhead view. And so here is the rec center, which is pretty awesome. It's actually included when you do purchase a home at Three Roots. As you keep scrolling, there are some pools. There's some outdoor space, some really killer pools, some adult lap pools. They have big open spaces. They have a bunch of parks. They have just a lot of very cool stuff going on here. You can see the architecture is very modern, very nice, very sleek, but they also want to incorporate some outdoor space. So there is open space and stuff around where you got the parks and whatnot, but most of the houses are going to be fairly tight in there. And then back to live, you could just go to homes and scroll down and go to any community, because they're all different price points. Some are still being built, some are built out. You got detached homes, you have the condo townhome style, and it's just really well set up. So this is a great resource if you're looking in San Diego. All right, next up, we're going to hop out a little bit further east to East County. So we were just right here. Now we're going out to a little area called Santee. So here's Walker Trails starting at $912,000. Obviously, these price points fluctuate, so just always check back. But you can see really good style, nice, new. They have a few different floor plans, 3 different floor plans. And when you're searching new construction as well, beware when you're looking at the model homes. Those are going to be the nicest homes. So the home you're likely going to move in is going to be not as many upgrades. Obviously, it's not going to be staged. Obviously, there's going to be some differences. So just kind of take that with a grain of salt. And this is kind of more of a typical new construction community that you're going to find here in San Diego. It is 67 homes. Some are bigger, some are smaller. There's some even micro little developments, but most of them aren't going to be like that Three Root style where you do have huge communities, a bunch of different areas. One more that I'll show you does, but this is kind of more typical what you will find here. So you can check out square footage. You're going to get about 2,000, just over 2,000 square foot, Spanish traditional and cottage style, 3 to 5 bedroom, 2.5 to 3 bathrooms. And the community is going to have a little neighborhood park, which they do squeeze these parks into new communities. They did squeeze a little park in here. So depending on which community, yes, a lot of them do put in park, open space, a little bit of outdoor area, but you're seeing less and less of that, or at least smaller and smaller footprints of those. Now hopping in the map real quick, you can just see where this is. So they mentioned the Walker Preserve Trail right here. It's actually just at the beginning of that, right over this way here. So here's the community Walker Trails right here. And then the Walker Preserve Trail, it just kind of cruises along this little neighborhood right here. It goes for, you get a few miles worth cruising along. So leads to the baseball fields up that way. And then you can keep going and continue along. A couple of the reviews: love Walker's Preserve, love starting at the beginning and finishing at Channel Road. It's a great walk and great place to take the dog. Great place to take a walk away from traffic. Lovely trail, great for dogs and strollers. So if you got kids, you're looking good there too. So that's Walker Trails over in Santee. So from Walker Trails down here in Santee, we're heading north to Bonsall, the Havens. It's one of the more, I would say, elusive developments here in San Diego. They've been grading it out for a while. They've been building it out for a while, but I'll show you their website. It's got a little bit of information, but not a ton. But it is going to be a very cool community right on the edge, on the northern edge of Vista, but in a little community called Bonsall. So Province at the Havens is one of the many kind of little developments that they're building out there. This is, I think it's 58 homes. This community is starting at 975,000 and going up from there, just shy of 2,000 square foot, just shy of 3,000 square foot. You can see the style. You have some single story homes, you have some 2-story homes, and you're going to have a little bit more space out here compared to a few of the other communities we just showed you. And the Havens is going to be a gated resort just across the street from Vista Valley Country Club. And this is why I call it elusive, because there's not a ton of information on it. They've had this website up for a little bit. It's been updated recently. If you go to their Facebook page, it's been updated somewhat recently. If you go to their Instagram, it's been somewhat, but there's not really a ton of information on there. Here's kind of overview. These are all renderings. So, well, these are all renderings. This is the Vista Valley Country Club, and they're going to have a winery on site out there. It's going to be like that country club living out there. So pickleball courts, they have events out there. This is actually really cool. Once it does load, is going to be an on-site winery. So it's very unique. There is another community in Encinitas that's going to have an on-site brewery, but this is going to be the first that I've heard that has an on-site winery. And what you saw in that video is basically all the information that's out right now. But you could scroll through here, check out the country club life, check out kind of where you are, the location. Bonsall is a bit further out there. So if you're thinking you want to be close to the coast, you want to be close to what's going on, you want to be close to a lot of amenities and stuff, this probably isn't the spot for you. Next up, we're going from Bonsall just a little bit further east into Valley Center. You can see all these dots. It's actually Park Circle, but there are a bunch of different developers in here. Not a bunch, there's like 4 of them or whatever, but there are different styles of homes. So let's just click on this guy here, and then I'll jump into their website and show you what it's all about. So this one's Sundance at Park Circle. This is one of the bigger ones too, when I show you their site map, because Valley Center does still have a little bit of room to build. And this community, this specific one, is all single story homes. And like I said, this one is a bit further out there. So you're 15 minutes to I-15. This one's even further east than the Bonsall one. And just like 3 Roots, these guys have some good branding as well. So as you hop in here, just starting with, we'll look at homes in a second, but start off where you are. You're kind of out, way far out here in North County, San Diego. To the north, you do have Temecula. Right to the south, you got a little lake. You have Bates Nut Farm. So around Christmas time, around the holidays and stuff, this place is jamming. You have a few casinos out this way. The Safari Park just to the south. Stone Brewing, Palomar Medical Center, Moonlight Amphitheater over in Vista, Legoland, and then Oceanside. So you can see you're definitely not coastal living if you're living at Park Circle. Now hopping into the homes a little bit. So that first one I showed you is just one little style. There's also more affordable options in here. And once again, they're incorporating parks and rec centers and all that kind of stuff out here. So it is going to be a little more affordable than the 3 Roots as well. You can see 632 homes planned. You could jump into Home Finder. I'll show you in a sec, but you have Trailside by Beazer Homes. You have Seasons by Richland American Homes. You have Kyra by Meritage Homes. You have Wildflower at Park Circle. And these guys have a nice community map where you could actually download and show you a few different areas or a few different highlights. So the hangout, it's going to be like that clubhouse. You do have Harvest Park here. Right over here, you have the back porch, which is another little rec center. You have the Lookout, which is another private, all these are private rec centers. And then you have Independence Park down to the south here. And if you want to dive in even more, you can, once again, go to their website. They have a ton of information on there. You go to photos and videos. You can do virtual tours. And these houses, if you look at the top, the ones I first brought up were over $1 million, but these do start in the $700,000. So relatively affordable for new homes right here in San Diego. Now hopping into the other community that's actually not even on this website. It's down here in Poway. So you scroll in kind of the northern section of Poway. You see it right here, Lennar at the Farm. So here's the farm in Poway, a little bit higher price point, obviously starting at 1.1 going into the low 2s. Some of these houses are going to have pretty darn big lots. So if you want new construction and a little bit more space, you might want to check out this spot. And they have 4 new collections. Obviously, the higher price point ones are going to be those bigger ones, those bigger lots, those premium lots. But you can see the style here. Let this video play here a little bit. single family, nice big footprints, some beautiful backyards. And like I mentioned before, as you're looking at new construction, you're looking at the model homes, take that all with a grain of salt because a lot of the things that they are putting in there, the finishes, everything is dialed in. Obviously, they want you to fall in love with the house. It's well staged. It is just set up perfectly. The home that you're actually going to get is going to be a little bit different. And some builders will have options. So if you get it during a pre-build or as it's not quite finished, you can put in your own options. Obviously, that might cost you a little bit more money, but it's really going to come down to each individual community. So here's what's currently available. Let me show you the map real quick at this community here in Poway. You can see the lowest one starting at 1.17. It's going to be 3-bed, 3-bath, just shy of 2,000 square feet, going all the way up to just under to 1.9 million, 5-bed, 4.5-bath, 3,550 square foot. And then you can check out what's coming up as well in the mid 1.5s. They don't have prices on here yet because the pricing here in San Diego is a bit dynamic. But if you want to keep up with them, this is a good resource right here. And so here's just a quick little view of how they look. You can see a few different styles. Obviously, that farmhouse style is called the farm after all. So you're definitely going to see that incorporated into the community. I love that style. You see that more and more. I think it's just a nice, clean look. Now, hopping into amenities, you have a little picnic area here. You have your tot lot. You do have a nice little green belt. And then there's some trails right around there too. So if you go even further east in Poway, you're going to find a lot more trails as well. And then I also heard like kind of right when you come to the community, they're building a little bit a gastro pub there. So incorporating a little bit of that food and drink into the community as well. There's another one here in Encinitas called Fox Point Farms where they're going to have on-site restaurant. They're going to have a few acres worth of actual farm on there, some green space as well. So as they build these out, they're building more amenities within these communities so that when you live there, you don't necessarily have to leave. You could kind of have everything you need right there. So if any of these new communities look appealing or you want to stay in that general area or check out other new construction here in San Diego, be sure to reach out. I'm Chris Erickson with the Beach Life Group, and we got your back when making the move here to San Diego.